left a good £1.25. Was it right? Right that it should be left?
Yes, I left a good £1.25. It was right,
left,
it should be
and
left.
hold. 1, 2, next, sit-ups. Everybody's favorite, so on your back, drop. All right, girls, you're in this too. Arms overhead, flop. Come on, girls. Now, sit up. Sit down.
Every morning.
Up 10 times. Sit up, down.
On your
Up,
seat.
down.
5,
Swing that rusty gate.
6.
Don't drop the tempo, mate. Can't win dragging your feet.
No, can't win dragging your feet.
And halt. Now on your feet, up. Everybody, hands on hips. Place. Twist your trunk to the left. Ready. Twist left.
A lot of people remember that song. They maybe did a calisthenics at school to that song, the chicken fat song, and that Buns of Steel joke made me think of that song, so that's why I played that, trying to keep the program rolling today. You're listening to Carl's Corner, sponsored by CountryChev.com, where your new car is waiting for you right there on the interweb. Now, we've talked about absolutely nothing this morning, this afternoon, or today at all, so what the hell do we do next? Well, let's continue it. Let's make a few phone calls. Now, let's see, they told me to make, hold on. They told me to call Adam Carolla just to try to get on his program and tell some jokes. They thought it'd be funny, so I'm going to dial up the number now. Hold on. It's an 800 number or some deal. And we'll call and see what we can get from him.
Thank you for calling the Adam Carolla Show. Please leave a message and note that there is a chance that your message will be played on the air. Thank you.
Hello, this is Carl Franklin calling from Minnesota. Tom Bernard told me to give you a call and tell you his favorite joke. What's Billy Graham and the Minnesota Vikings have in common? Well, they both can fill the Metrodome to capacity, and they'll both make you lower your head and say, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Listen, this is Carl. I got a podcast, too. Give me a call, 612-567-2538. And they'll told me to tweet you as well, but I don't know what the hell that means. Probably what they got on the interweb here for me to do. So I'll do it. Send you a picture or something. Okay, this is Carl. Toodaloo.
Message received. Thanks for calling.
Okay, well, that really wasn't the best joke I could do, is it? No, I've got better jokes than that. Why don't I call back? Hold on, let me call. We'll do a different one. Hold on.
Thank you for calling the Adam Carolla Show. Please leave a message and note that there is a chance that your message will be played on the air. Thank you.
Say, did I ever tell you the one about the Freudian slip? Yeah, the fella said, yeah, it happened to me once. I was going to get 2 tickets to Pittsburgh, but the woman at the checkout counter had large breasts, so I said, I'll take 2 tickets to Pittsburgh. And I had to chuckle and say, yeah, that happened to me once, too. I asked my wife to pass the post, Toasty Oats, but instead what came out was, you miserable bitch, you ruined my life. This is Carl. Toodaloo.
Message received. Thanks for calling.
Calling my old buddy Gail Fisher.
Hello.
Hello, Gil. This is Carl.
Carl Franklin?
Yes, what's going down, Gil?
Carl Franklin, the man with 2 first names.
Yes. Gil Fisher, my old time pal and fishing buddy. What's happening today?
Well, not too much, Carl. You know, the ice is about 25 inches thick, so it's not even worth going out and drilling holes. So I'm just holed up in the house for today.
Yeah, anything going? Did you watch the Oscars the other night and see that Ellen? I watched her today, too. She's got a pretty interesting show. You watch any of that stuff?
The Oscars, I don't watch that kind of crap.
Oh?
So that's all make-believe.
Yeah.
I don't go in for that. Wait a minute. a second, Carl.
Okay.
Goddamn possum on the garbage can. Got him. Got him with
Oh,
a squirrel load. Just as you called, he poked his head around the corner of the garage and climbed up there and started eating the bacon grease again. Got him.
well, wonderful. It's a good deal for us to be a part of that.
Well, he don't only come out about noon, and it's 3 minutes after noon. He was a little late today. I've been waiting for him. It comes out every day at lunchtime. But today I was waiting for him.
Okay. Listen, Gil, I'll let you go. I got another call coming in here. It's not you're not that important, but I was waiting for a call, and I'll take it.
Well, feel free to call anytime, Carl.
Okay, toodaloo.
Bye.
That's my friend Gil Fisher. In his mottos, usually if his bait don't catch fish, it dies trying. And he killed a possum on the program today. But let's go to the phones. Hold on. Hello, this is Carl's Corner. Who's this?
This is Johnny.
Hello, Johnny. What's going down today? Thanks for calling the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I just heard your songs you were playing and kind of like some of them, but I wondered if you could play the Hokey Pokey.
Well, this isn't a disc jockey show. This is a talking conversation program. I just happened to play a couple of the songs there, and I don't know if I can play that song.
Well, it's one of my favorites. I'm calling a request.
You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Left foot.
Well, I have good news for you. The first 80 years are the hardest, you know. The second 80 are a succession of birthday parties. Now, once you reach 80, everyone wants to carry your bags and help you up the stairs. And if you forget your name or anybody else's name or an appointment or your telephone number or you promise to be at 3 places at the same time or you can't remember how many grandchildren you have, you need only to explain that you're 80. Now, being 80 is way better than being 70 because at 70, people are still mad at you for everything. At 80, you have a perfect excuse no matter what you do. If you act foolish, it's your second childhood. Everybody's looking for symptoms for softening of the brain, and being 70 is no fun. At that age, they expect you to retire to a house in Florida and complain about your arthritis. They used to call it lumbago. And now everybody asks to stop mumbling because you can't understand them, and actually your hearing is about 50% gone. Now, if you survive until you're 80, everybody's surprised that you're still alive. They'll treat you with respect and that you've just lived so long. And actually, they seem surprised that you can walk and talk sensibly. So please, folks, try to make it to 80. It's the best time of life. People forgive you for everything. And if you ask me, life begins at 80. But I don't recall. Give me a second. I got to make a personal call.
Gene and pre-op.
Yeah, I got to schedule a surgery to take care of my problems with my bottom, my butthole.
Your butthole?
Yeah, I got a bad
so-
problem. Is that where I scheduled a surgery here with you?
Just that he has a problem with his butthole. So,
Huh?
you can't schedule with me, sir. I'll talk to you after you've been scheduled. But who's your surgeon, or who are you?
Oh, my name is Carl Franklin, and I've got the card in the other room with this doctor, and they gave me the number. I wrote it down to call, and I'm real worried about it. It's pretty damn painful. And
Is it?
I was.
Is there a surgeon's name on your card? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're calling the hospital, and you have to be scheduled before I talk with you.
Yeah, I was on the Google here looking up things that could be wrong, and so
Oh, you're on Google?
One of the things says prolapse, and it made me real nervous to think that I got that.
Well, maybe you don't have that, sir. Sometimes when you look on Google, you get more worked up and upset than you should be. Have you seen a doctor about it?
Yeah,
first, before?
well, I had volatile diarrhea, and it was real bad and stingy. And so I went to the doctor, and he sent me to you, and I got to get in there and get taken a look at. And it's got to be real soon because I can't hardly sit down. And
Okay.
at my age, you can't be doing these kinds of things, you know.
Well, no. How old are you?
I'm 80 years old.
80. Okay. So do you see on there who you're supposed to call?
I got thin blood, too, so I don't know. And it's coming out of my butt, too. I'm bleeding. I don't know if that's part of it. Could it be an ulcer or hemorrhoids?
It could be hemorrhoids.
Yeah,
that's hemorrhoids up there.
That was the first thing I saw is hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
But they got bloody show with that?
Yes, yes. So do you have a surgeon's name on there so you can call the surgeon's office and get scheduled?
Oh.
That's what you have to do.
He'll take care of the problem. You don't do it.
Well, we do the surgery here, but you have to get on our surgery schedule. So you're calling the wrong place right now.
Oh, is it okay? So I'll look at that card. I just wrote the number down.
Yeah, you look at the card and call that number and then get on the surgery schedule, and then we'll talk to you.
Do you guys do a lot of surgeries there on buttholes?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Well, I'll be in good hands then.
You certainly will.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes that could be made up about this, but it's no laughing matter.
No, we're not
say.
going to make jokes up about you here in the surgery. In surgery, we don't do that here. We'll take care of you.
How do they do it? Do I lay on my stomach, or how does
You'll
it
be
work?
laying on your stomach, yes.
Okay.
You'll be prone, and but all that we'll talk about once you get on, and we can do the phone call then, so I know what everything's about.
Okay, well then you probably tell me some procedural things I can do in advance, and probably not have to eat. And,
And what's your name now again?
Carl Franklin.
Carl Franklin. Yeah, we'll be getting a hold of you, Carl.
Okay. Well,
All right.
you eased my mind a little bit, Linda.
Yeah, you go ahead and call the right place first now.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Looking back, it's hard to believe that we lived as long as we have. Well, my mom used to cut chicken, chop eggs, and spread mayo on the same cutting board with the same knife with no bleach, but we didn't seem to get food poisoning. Well, my mom used to defrost hamburger on the counter, and I used to eat it raw sometimes, too, but I can't remember getting E. coli. We had no child-proof lids on medicine bottles or doors or cabinets, and when we rode our bikes, we had no helmets. We played toy guns and cowboy and Indians and army and cops and robbers, and we used our fingers to simulate guns or use BB guns when our fingers were not available. Some students were as smart as others and didn't work so hard, and they failed the grade, and they were held back to repeat the same grade. That generation produced some of the greatest risk-takers and problem-solvers. We had the freedom, the failure, success, and responsibility, and we learned how to deal with it all. Almost all of us had rather gone swimming at the lake instead of the pristine pool. Talk about boring. The term cell phone would have conjured up a phone in a jail cell, and a pager would have been a school PA system. We all took gym, not PE, and we risked permanent injury to a pair of high-top Keds. That was the only thing you'd wore in gym class, instead of cross-country athletic shoes with air-conditioned soles and built-in light reflectors. I can't recall any injuries, but they must have happened because they tell us how much safer we are now. Flunking gym was not an option, even for the stupid kids. I guess PE must have been much harder than gym class. And every year someone taught the whole school a lesson by running in the halls with leather-soled shoes on linoleum tile and hitting the wet spot. How much better off would we be today if we only knew that we could have sued the schools? Speaking of school, we all said prayers and pledged allegiance and stayed in detention after school and caught all sorts of negative attention for the next 2 weeks. We must have had horribly damaged psyches then. I can't understand it. Schools never offered 14-year-olds abortions or condoms. We wouldn't have known what either was anyways. But they'd give us a couple of aspirin and a cough syrup, that's for sure, if we started getting the sniffles. What an archaic health system we had back then. Remember the school nurse? Ours wore a hat and everything. I thought that I was supposed to accomplish something.